Hello, this is Mr. Snapper, and this is part 2 of Chowder's DNA results. Part 1 should be somewhere on YouTube. I'm sure you can find it. You're a smart person.
Hello, I'm Mr. Snapper.
And I'm Red Snapper.
And welcome to
Project Nutmeg. All right, so health. He is at risk for, how do I say it?
Chondrodystrophy.
Oh yeah, chondrodystrophy. And
hold on a second.
Intervertebral disc disease.
Yes. That easty-westy feet is a type of angular limb deformity that can affect dogs with chondrodystrophy.
Interesting.
When we went over this when it first came in, I didn't register the chondrodystrophy thing. But when I was looking at easty-westy, I ran across that word and I was like, oh, wait, I think that's the thing. So yes.
Interesting.
He's not at risk. He definitely
has
chondrodystrophy. Yeah, that's fascinating. So ALDs, angular limb deformity, right? And that's what can cause the easty-westy thing. ALDs are inherited developmental abnormalities that cause bones in a dog's legs to misalign, resulting in painful lameness. Well, that's a problem. Easty-westy feet is a type of ALD that causes the forelimbs of dwarf breeds to appear east-west. So, okay, we do know that that's a thing that we're going to have to be concerned about.
We'll have to watch for, and is there a treatment listed for this?
Identify the specific deviation to ensure it's not caused by an injury. It's probably not, because we know that there's a genetic marker for it. Mm-hmm. Strengthening exercises. Targeted strengthening exercises can help improve external shoulder rotation and carpal valgus deviations.
I wonder if getting him one of those little Pilates balance rockers, do some Pilates with him, would help him develop.
And I wonder if this is part of his issue with getting onto surfaces.
Interesting.
I wonder if that's part of his concern, because in agility class, going onto ramps, going on top of tables, I wonder if that's part of his concern. I don't know if there's a strain or something.
That's possible.
Strengthening exercises. A veterinary care team may recommend an anti-inflammatory if appropriate. Other treatments, more severe cases may require surgical intervention. I don't think that's necessary.
At this point, I don't think so, but it is something for us to keep an eye on.
Because he runs.
Oh, he does run. He has so much energy.
The important thing is it says that chondrodystrophic?
Either way.
Yeah. Chondrodystrophic dogs can live well with limb deformities that cause pain and lameness in non-chondrodystrophic.
The important thing is that we watch for signs of discomfort. He can live a full life.
Or lameness. Look out for discomfort or lameness. Anyway, it's not something to worry about. It's just something to keep an eye on.
And it's great to know this so that if something happens and he has symptoms, we can follow that. We know that this is a thing. So he has one copy of this gene. He may have shown signs of this at birth. He could have a herniated disc. The diagnosis ranges from 3 to 10 years old, and he may need back surgery. This is all helpful to know. They give a lot of information in here. We know what to watch for if there's disc herniation, other clinical signs, if he has incontinence. So we should take him to a vet as soon as possible if he has one of these things, and of course, we will.
And the important thing is, or the thing we talked about at the beginning of the video, we get a 15-minute talk with a veterinarian about this specific thing.
Yes, because we paid for the premium version of the Wisdom Panel, we get to talk with a vet. So we are scheduled to speak with a Wisdom Panel vet about the condition, and I was able to say my specific concerns with this because they give you a couple of multiple choice options, or you can type in your own. And I'm concerned with the tricks that we're doing and the agility, if that will agitate or if that will help strengthen it. Do I need to stop training him to walk on his hind legs because that could exacerbate the situation, or can he still do that, and is that good for him because it strengthens his leg muscles?
Yeah.
I want to find that out. We'll definitely watch for these signs But if there's anything else that is not listed here that I just need to have in the back of my head, I want to speak to the vet. And I love that we get to talk to somebody about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Same.
They performed 58 genetic trait tests on his DNA. And some of these behaviors, I will say, they asked me about some of his behaviors after I sent in the test, and they were like, great, you're registered. Tell us a couple things about him. So some of these things came from me.
Yes, but I know that could look sus, like, as the kids say, because it's like, well, you asked me if he was this, and you're telling me he's this. But here's the deal. We've done genetic testing as well, right?
Yeah.
One day I got an email out of the blue from one of those DNA testing places that I did a DNA test through. And they asked me in the questionnaire if I had sleep apnea. Well, and yeah, I do. So the thing is, I think part of what these genetic places do is they're looking for those commonalities, and they ask, is this a thing that's going on? Because we think this is the marker that's associated with that. Even though they asked you, does he do this, does he have that? I think that's more of them just confirming their own research and less like doing it like a cold reading thing. It's like, do you have any uncles, aunts?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay. I'm getting a name. It starts with I want to say an A. An A. It could be.
I mean, it may be Aunt.
Aunt. It
Aunt
could be
Sue.
Aunt Sue. Yeah, it's Aunt Sue. So I don't think it's like.
I don't think it's
Winston
like
panel
that.
doing a cold reading thing.
I agree.
I think it's confirming their own research.
Nutmeg, they asked, does she kick up her feet after pooping or when she sees something that interests her? And she does.
She does, yeah.
And I was able to say, absolutely she does. I don't think they asked about that for his.
Not yet, but I'm sure at some point you'll get a questionnaire asking about additional traits.
I may.
So
Okay.
let's see what we got here.
Coat color, fawn.
Yeah, definitely.
Fawn is possible.
He's a recessive red, but he doesn't have any red.
Yeah, white to yellow coat shades likely. He's white to yellow.
Yeah, for sure.
Piebald, white markings possible. Saddle possible. He has the dark hair, tipped ears like Snoopy.
Yeah, that's right.
And he has
Some dark on his
back. And by his mouth too, which is funny because it looks like he's, in a half smile. Coat length and curl, long hair.
It would be if we let it grow out, that's for sure.
And curly coat, and he gets that.
Get crazy
he gets
wavy.
the squirrely waves.
Yeah.
Genetically, it's unlikely Chowder is hairless.
No kidding.
All right, reduced shedding.
But it's great. We love that in a dog.
Absolutely. Might have furnishings. I don't think he has. Well, he doesn't have.
We don't let him grow out.
Different colored furnishings.
He doesn't have different colored furnishings. But if we let it grow out, he would have a very respectable mustache.
And beard.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, head shape. Average to long snout. He does have a longer snout than Nutmeg, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Brown or amber eyes. Yeah.
Are they amber or are they just really light brown? They're very pretty.
I think they're amber.
Amber? They're very pretty.
I would say let's look at them, but I think he's asleep in the living room.
He pieced out.
He's done. Floppy ears.
Definitely.
Yes. He has the right number of toes.
He's not a polydactyl.
Yeah, he's not a polydactyl. Short legs.
Yes.
It's little stubby legs.
And there's that word again,
chondrodystrophy.
Chondrodystrophy and
chondrodysplasia.
Yeah.
So, and we can click through to learn more information, but instead we'll look at the behavioral traits.
This is fun.
Oh, this boy needs oil changes. But the great thing about sending them to a groomer every month is that they do the oil change. They'll empty those anal glands. Doesn't like getting wet. This is
surprising because one of the videos that they sent us when we were adopting him was him swimming.
Yeah.
Wearing a little doggy life jacket and swimming like at the lake or something.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And he seemed to really enjoy it.
But rain?
But when it rains, he does not want to go outside.
And Bus, okay.
Bus was the same way.
Bus, when it would rain, he wanted to go to the bathroom outside.
Yeah.
If it was raining too hard, he was, to hell with this, I will not go out. But we could put a raincoat on him or go out with an umbrella and he would be unhappy, but he would go.
Yeah.
This guy is like, nope.
Doesn't want to cross the threshold.
Nope.
Yeah, does not like getting his feet wet, it seems to me.
Yeah. Hesitant toward unfamiliar people.
We saw some of that today.
A little hesitation.
We saw some of that today at Zoom Room. We took him to Zoom Room today for a private gym, and he was greeting people that he knew. Now, when she greets people she knows, she's just like all over them.
Or doesn't know.
Wagging like mad, sometimes peeing on the floor. She just loves people.
Yes.
But he was very like, even people he's met before, he was still sort of like unsure about getting close. He does this, it's sort of like, he does this because he's a long dog. He just sort of like stays planted back and stretches as far forward so that he can, quickly jump back if he needs to.
Mm-hmm. Nesting, yes.
100% does that.
Reverse sneezing, we have not seen that.
Not yet.
Splooting, he sploots.
There's
like
a word for that.
Yeah.
That's a word for that, splooting.
We call it frog dog.
We call it being a frog dog because it's like they're kicking their legs back like a frog. Yep. Splooting.
Piper would do that. She would
Piper
stretch.
Would do that.
Yeah, she'd stretch her. She was our first frog dog.
Yeah.
Motion sickness. He has
Very
thrown
likely.
up. He has thrown up in the car a couple times.
At least 3 times.
We've changed his car seat so he can see the road, and he hasn't thrown up since we changed the car seat.
Well, and he rides very frequently now up to Zoom Room and back. So he's gotten a lot more experience in the car, so hopefully that's helped with that.
For sure.
Well.
For sure. Sleeps on his back. In the beginning, he didn't sleep on his back, but it was a new environment. He didn't know what our deal was.
Yep.
And now Nutmeg sleeps on her back.
Yeah.
He knows he's safe, so he will sprawl out.
He is 100% a back sleeper.
Wiener to the sky.
Generalized fear and anxiety, typical. That's very good to know.
Yeah, not super reactive, which is amazing for a street dog.
Yeah, typical propensity for weight gain. See how that goes when he hits middle age.
Right? Less likely to cross paws. Nutmeg is sleeping with her paws crossed.
That's true.
Over here.
Coco would sleep with both front and hind legs crossed.
She would. He's pretty friendly towards unfamiliar people. He's interested in them.
He's definitely friendly. He may be hesitant, but he's friendly. He doesn't bark. He doesn't charge. He doesn't get aggressive with strange people.
Which is great because he's been going with us for Nutmeg's Agility League. Yep. So he is present. He's seeing other people, other dogs. He's in the room while all this stuff is happening. Yep. And he's totally cool with everybody. He might bark if a dog starts barking. It's like, okay,
for sure.
We gotta bark now.
What are we doing? Let's do this.
Okay. Typical separation anxiety. I think my separation anxiety is greater than his.
Yeah.
Nutmeg's is
off the chart.
Off the charts. She can see me across the room and be upset if she can't get to me. Probably doesn't pant. Probably doesn't point. And he doesn't point when they chase squirrels.
Yeah, he doesn't point. She points sometimes. It's funny.
She does sometimes.
And he only pants when he's been running like a maniac.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, and we'll take a quick peep at weight guidance.
Ideal weight, 11 to 20 pounds.
He is probably 19 pounds right now.
Probably 19, yeah.
He was 17 and change when we brought him home. We feed him.
He gets lots of treats.
Lots of treats.
But we try to keep an eye on the diet.
We do. We measure the food. And Nutmeg has lost some weight.
She has. She has.
And we can download his reports with the date that this was analyzed. If for any reason we need to download them to give them to our vet, which we could.
We could. Probably should, actually, because we need to talk about the chondrodysplasia. Chondrodystrophy. Something like that.
Yeah. But that is that.
That is that.
That is that. I wish he was in here so we could show him again how Havanese he is.
Exactly. We're going to have to get him a nice, light linen suit and a fedora. And that is all for today. Please be sure to like and subscribe. Boop that bell for notifications.
And tell us what you think of our little Havanese gentleman.
This does explain his fondness for Cuban sandwiches and rumba music. We're also curious, as ever, to know if you've had your dog's DNA tested. What was your experience?
And you'll see us next time. Bye.
Goodbye.